Scene: hunting while sleeping. Topic: hunting while sleeping. The only path to freedom. Passive income. Systems versus active work. Language: English length. Goal: 4,500, 4,800 words total, split into 5 blocks. Style: cold, evolutionary, cynical, the primal code. Block 1, the biological trap of linear time. Look at the clock. Watch the second hand move. Tick. That is not just a mechanism measuring the day. That is the sound of your life bleeding out. That is the sound of the only non-renewable resource in the universe evaporating into the void. Now look at your bank account. If the number in that account only goes up when the hand on the clock is moving while you are sweating, stressing, or typing, you are in a trap. A lethal biological trap. You are operating on the hunter-gatherer protocol in a world designed for agricultural industrialists. In the Paleolithic era, you hunted to eat. If you stopped hunting, you starve. If you broke your leg, you starve. If you got old, you starve. Your income was tied directly to your physical exertion. Most of you think you have evolved past this. You think because you sit in an air-conditioned office and tap on a keyboard, you are sophisticated. You are delusional. You are still a hunter-gatherer. You are just hunting for digital fiat currency instead of gazelles. But the mechanics are exactly the same. No activity, no food. You have signed a contract that guarantees your eventual obsolescence. The contract says, I will trade my limited, decaying lifespan for a fixed amount of currency. Do the math. It is a math of despair. You have 24 hours in a day. You have to sleep for 8. You have to maintain your hygiene and commute for 2. That leaves you with a theoretical maximum of 14 hours to sell. Even if you sell every single waking second of your life, your income is capped. It is mathematically limited by the rotation of the earth. You have built a ceiling over your own head. And this ceiling is getting lower every year because of inflation. The value of the money you trade your life for is melting like ice in the sun, while the cost of your survival is rising like a flood. You have to run faster just to stay in the same spot. This is not a career. This is a treadmill inside a burning building. You call this making a living. I call it slow motion dying. When you trade time for money, you are selling your biological autonomy. You are admitting that you are incapable of creating value that exists outside of your physical presence. You are admitting that you are nothing more than a high-functioning tool, a hammer, a wrench, a laptop. Tools are rented. You are being rented. And what happens to a tool when it gets old? What happens when the hammer gets rusty? What happens when the laptop battery stops holding a charge? It is discarded, and you will be discarded. The corporate machine does not love you. It rents you. And the moment your maintenance cost exceeds your output, or the moment a younger, cheaper, or artificial version of you appears, the rental agreement is terminated. If your survival depends on your active labor, you are living with a gun to your head. The trigger is held by your boss, by the economy, by your own health. One slip, one car accident, one burnout, and the stream dries up. The hunter who must run to eat is always 3 days away from death. You justify this slavery with words like work ethic and hustle. Society loves these words. The masters love these words. They pin medals on your chest for being a hard worker. Look at him, they say. He works 80 hours a week. What a hero. You are not a hero. You are a highly efficient battery powering someone else's dream. Hard work in the absence of leverage is not a virtue. It is a lack of strategy. An ox works hard. A donkey works hard. A slave works hard. Do you want to be an ox, or do you want to be the farmer? The farmer does not pull the plow. The farmer owns the ox. The farmer sleeps while the crop grows. The farmer has decoupled his sweat from his harvest. This is the fundamental divide in the human species. It is not black versus white or left versus right. It is linear versus exponential. It is laborers versus owners. The laborer believes that money is a reward for effort. He thinks, if I want more money, I must work harder. He doubles his effort, but he can only double his income before he collapses. He is playing a game of addition. $20 plus $20 plus $20. The owner knows that money is a reward for systems. He thinks, if I want more money, I must build a better machine. He builds a trap. He writes a code. He buys an asset. He is playing a game of multiplication. $20 x $1,000 customers. The laborer is exhausted. The owner is energized. The laborer is fighting entropy every day. The owner has harnessed entropy to work for him. You are tired because you are fighting physics. You are trying to carry water in your hands from the river to the village. You run back and forth, spilling half of it, sweating, panting. You are proud of your running. You think, I'm the fastest runner in the tribe. Meanwhile, the alpha is quietly building a pipeline. He is not running. He is digging. He is dirty. He is not getting paid yet. You laugh at him. Look at him, you say. He has been digging for weeks and has no water. I have delivered 100 gallons, but the day the pipeline is finished, the game ends. He turns a valve and the water flows. Infinite, continuous, effortless. He never has to run to the river again. He owns the river. And you are now unemployed. Your skill of running fast with water is obsolete. You are forced to buy water from him. You become his customer. This is the story of capitalism. This is the story of evolution. You are either building the pipeline or you are carrying the bucket. There is no third option. Stop romanticizing your struggle. There is no glory in being a beast of burden. There is no nobility in being too busy to live. You are given a brain capable of simulating the future, capable of abstract thought, capable of complex engineering, and you are using it to perform repetitive tasks that a script could do. You are insulting your own biology. You are a supercomputer being used as a paperweight. The time for money equation is a prison cell. The walls are made of your bills. The bars are made of your obligations. And the guard is your fear of the unknown. You stay in the cell because you get fed 3 times a day. But you know, deep down in your reptilian brain, that something is wrong. You feel the itch, the anxiety, the sense that you are wasting your turn on this planet. That is your intuition telling you that you are vulnerable. That is your DNA screaming at you. Stop hunting. Start building. The prey is getting faster. The winter is getting colder. The old ways of work hard and save are dead. You cannot save your way to freedom when the currency is designed to lose value. You cannot work your way to freedom when the tax system punishes labor and rewards capital. You have to shift paradigms. You have to mutate. You have to stop being the organism that does and start being the organism that owns. We are going to dismantle your entire worldview on work. We are going to look at the physics of wealth, not the morality of it. We are going to show you why passive income is not a luxury for the lazy, but a survival necessity for the smart. Passive income is the only way to regain your sovereignty. It is the only way to buy back your life. Hunting while you are awake is a job. Hunting while you sleep is freedom. Are you ready to put down the spear and pick up the wrench? Or do you want to keep running until your heart explodes? Let's talk about the lie you were sold. The golden path. Go to school, get good grades, get a degree, get a good job, climb the ladder, become a manager, become a director, become a VEP, retire, die. This is the script. This is the American dream. It is also a pyramid scheme designed to extract the maximum amount of life force from you for the minimum amount of equity. You think you are climbing a ladder. You are not climbing a ladder. You are climbing a grease pole. The higher you go, the slicker it gets. The higher you go, the more people are trying to pull you down. The higher you go, the more exposure you have to the wind. And what is at the top? Is it freedom? No. It is just a more expensive cage. The CEO of your company is not free. He is the highest paid slave on the plantation. He answers to the board. He answers to the shareholders. He answers to the quarterly earnings report. He has more money, yes, but he has less time. His stress levels are lethal. His cortisol is through the roof. He is having a heart attack in an Armani suit. Is that the price you are sacrificing your youth for? Let's look at the high-income peasant again. You make $200,000 a year. You feel rich. You feel successful. But let's look at the math of your servitude. First, the taxman comes. The tax code is designed to punish labor and reward capital. If you earn money by sweating, W-2 income salary, you pay the highest tax rates in existence. You pay income tax. You pay payroll tax. You pay state tax. You are sheared like a sheep before you even see the money. The government takes 40% to 50% of your kill right off the top. Why? Because you are easy to track. You are easy to tax. You have no leverage. You cannot deduct your lifestyle. You cannot depreciate yourself. You are a fixed target. Now look at the owner. He earns money through assets, capital gains, dividends, business income. He pays significantly less tax. In some cases, he pays zero tax legally. He deducts his car. He deducts his business trips. He deducts his dinners. He uses the tax code as an instruction manual for wealth preservation. The system is rigged, but it is not rigged against the poor. It is rigged against the employee. It is designed to keep you running on the wheel. If you work for a salary, you are playing a game where the rules are written to make you lose. You are running a race with a 50 lb weight vest on your chest, while the investor is running downhill with the wind at his back. And let's talk about job security. This is the funniest joke of all. You think because you have a contract, you are safe. You are an at-will employee. That means you can be fired at will. You are a line item on a spreadsheet. You are overhead. When the economy contracts, when the AI gets smarter, when the algorithm changes, the CFO looks at the spreadsheet. He sees John Doe, $150,000 a year. He clicks delete And just like that, your income is zero. Your mortgage doesn't care. Your kid's tuition doesn't care. The grocery store doesn't care. You have placed 100% of your survival in the hands of a stranger who would fire you to save a nickel on the quarterly report. This is not security. This is extreme fragility. You are walking a tightrope over a canyon without a safety net, and you think you are safe because you are wearing a helmet. The career is a mechanism of control. It keeps you focused on the wrong metrics. You are obsessed with your title. You want to be a senior vice president. What is a title? It is a non-monetary award given to keep you docile. It is a pat on the head. Good boy, here is a shiny badge. Now work 10 more hours a week for free. A title is an ego trap. You cannot eat a title. You cannot pay your rent with a title, but you will defend it. You will kill for it. You will sacrifice your family for it. You have been hacked. They have leveraged your primate desire for status to extract free labor from you. The investor doesn't care about titles. He cares about net worth. He cares about cash flow. He would rather be a janitor who owns the building than the CEO who rents the office. Status is the drug of the poor. Equity is the food of the rich. And what about the golden handcuffs? As you climb the corporate ladder, your lifestyle inflates. You buy the bigger house. You lease the German car. You send the kids to private school. You think this is success. It is actually a tightening of the noose. Your burn rate increases. You now need that high salary just to survive. You cannot quit. You cannot take a risk. You cannot start a business. You are trapped. You are terrified of losing the job you hate because the job pays for the life you built to distract yourself from the job you hate. It is a perfect circle of misery. You have become a junkie dependent on the dealer. The corporation is the dealer. The salary is the heroin. The lifestyle is the addiction. And like any junkie, you will do anything to keep the supply coming. You will compromise your morals. You will swallow your pride. You will obey. Realize this: your job is not an asset. You do not own your job. You cannot sell your job. You cannot pass your job down to your children. When you stop working, the value of your job goes to zero instantly. You are renting your seat at the table. The goal of the primal code is ownership. If you don't own it, it isn't yours. If you have to ask permission to take a vacation, you are not free. If you have to ask for a raise to fight inflation, you are not in control. If your income stops when you get sick, you are not wealthy. You are just expensive. The career path teaches you to specialize. Learn more and more about less and less. Become the best neurosurgeon. Become the best coder. Become the best lawyer. Specialization is for insects. Specialization makes you fragile. If the market for your specific skill changes, you are obsolete. The owner is a generalist. He understands psychology. He understands finance. He understands systems. He understands people. He doesn't need to be the best coder. He hires the best coder. He doesn't need to be the best lawyer. He retains the best lawyer. He sits above the specialists. He orchestrates them. He is the conductor. They are the musicians. The musicians get paid a wage. The conductor gets the applause and the ticket sales. Stop trying to be the best instrument in the orchestra. Start trying to own the concert hall. The shift from career mindset to ownership mindset is painful. It requires you to admit that your degree is largely useless. It requires you to admit that your experience is just repetition of the same year 20 times. It requires you to step off the pedestal of professional and step into the mud of entrepreneur. In the mud, there are no titles. There is only did it work or did it fail. The market is the only judge. The market is brutal, but it is fair. The corporation is polite, but it is a liar. Would you rather face a brutal truth or a polite lie? Your biology prefers the lie because it feels safer, but your spirit knows the truth. The career is a dead end. The ladder is leaning against the wrong wall. You are climbing into the clouds, but there is no castle there, just thin air and a long drop. It is time to climb down. It is time to stop playing their game and start building your own game board. But to do that, you need to understand the mechanics of the machine. You need to understand the difference between an asset and a liability. You need to understand how to make money reproduce sexually. You need to stop working for money and start making money work for you. This is not a catchy slogan. This is the difference between slavery and mastery. Block 3. The army of dollars. Now we change your relationship with the paper in your wallet. Take a dollar bill out. Look at it. What do you see? A consumer sees a trade. This is 1/5 of a coffee. This is a candy bar. The alpha sees a soldier. Every single dollar in your possession is a biological unit of potential energy. It is a recruit. It is a worker that never sleeps, never complains, never gets sick, and never asks for a raise. And most importantly, importantly, it is fertile. It can reproduce. Your goal is not to spend money. Spending is the slaughter of the soldier. Your goal is to send the soldier into battle to capture other soldiers and bring them back to your camp. You are the general of an army, but right now, you are a terrible general. As soon as your troops arrive, payday, you send them on a suicide mission. You send them to Starbucks. You send them to the mall. You send them to the car dealership. They march out and they never come back. They die to buy you a moment of dopamine. You are massacring your own army, and then you wonder why you are fighting the war alone. You are fighting alone because you killed all your reinforcements. This is the biological definition of investing. Investing is not gambling on the stock market. Investing is deployment. It is taking a unit of energy, money, and placing it in an environment where it can multiply. Money has a libido. Money wants to breed. If you lock $2 in a room, a savings account, they are sterile. Inflation castrates them. They wither and die. If you put them in an asset, a business, a stock, a rental property, they start to procreate. They have children, dividends, cash flow. Then the children have children, compound interest. Soon you have a colony, you have a legion, and this legion works for you 24 hours a day. While you are sleeping, your Amazon stock is working. The trucks are moving, the servers are humming, the packages are being delivered. You are getting a cut of that energy without lifting a finger. While you are on vacation, your rental property is sheltering a family. They are paying rent. That rent is your soldier returning home with plunder. This is hunting while sleeping. You must understand the concept of the asset versus the liability. Society confuses them intentionally. You think your house is an asset. It is not. It is a liability. It eats money, taxes, insurance, repairs, interest. It takes energy out of your pocket. You think your car is an asset. It is a liability. It depreciates the moment you touch it. It is a vampire sucking wealth out of your wallet every mile. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket, period. If it doesn't pay you, it's a pet. And pets are expensive. The high-income peasant collects pets. He has a boat, a big house, a collection of watches. He is surrounded by hungry mouths. He has to work harder and harder to feed his assets. The owner collects providers. He buys apartment buildings. He buys dividend stocks. He builds digital products. He is surrounded by things that feed him. The difference is biological direction. Flow in versus flow out. Until you stop buying pets and start buying providers, you will remain a slave to the feed bill. Let's talk about the most powerful force in the universe, compound interest. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. I call it exponential biology. It is how bacteria grow in a petri dish. 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. At first, it looks like nothing. The curve is flat. It is boring. You invest $1,000. A year later, you have only $100. You think, this is stupid. I could make $100 in an hour of work. Why am I waiting a year? This is the valley of disappointment. This is where the prey animals quit. They eat the seed corn because they are too hungry to wait for the harvest. But if you wait, if you let the bacteria breed, the curve turns. It goes vertical. Suddenly, 8 becomes 16. 16 becomes 32. 1,000 becomes 2,000. The growth becomes explosive. It becomes violent. The rich get richer not because they work harder, but because they have reached the vertical part of the curve. Their army is so big that it conquers territory automatically. You are standing at the bottom of the curve, looking up, saying, it's unfair. It's not unfair. It's math. You just didn't start the culture early enough, or you kept killing the bacteria to buy iPhones. You need to build a system. What is a system? A system is a machine that performs a function without your direct intervention. A job is, you carry the bucket. A system is, you build a pipe. Building the pipe is hard. It takes time. You don't get paid while you are welding the joints. You are tired. You are dirty. Your friends are laughing at you because you are working for free. But once the pipe is built, the water flows forever. You can walk away. You can die. The pipe keeps flowing. Your children can drink from the pipe. This is generational wealth. Generational wealth is not a pile of cash. It is a functioning system that outlives its creator. What does a modern system look like? It is a YouTube channel like this one. The video is recorded once, but it is watched 100,000 times. That is leverage. The work is detached from the result. It is a software, SaaS. You write the code once. 10,000 people subscribe. It is a book. You write it once. It sells for 50 years. It is real estate. You buy it once. It rents for decades. Notice the pattern? Work once. Get paid forever. Compare that to your job. Work once. Get paid once. If you stop working, the payment stops. The ratio is 1.1. That is a losing ratio. You need a ratio of 1 infinity. You need to plant trees that bear fruit every season, not chop down trees for firewood every winter. The woodcutter is warm for a night. The orchard owner is fed for a lifetime. Why doesn't everyone do this? Because of time preference. This is a biological filter. A child wants 1 marshmallow now. An adult waits for 2 marshmallows later. A poor man wants the shoes now. A rich man buys the stock that pays for the shoes later. It is the ability to delay gratification. It is the ability to suffer today for a better tomorrow. This is rare. Most humans are wired for immediate dopamine. I want it now. That impulse is why you are poor. You are eating your future. Every time you spend $1 on a liability, you are robbing your future self. You are stealing the compound interest that dollar could have earned over 40 years. That $5 coffee, it didn't cost you $5. If invested at 8% for 40 years, that $5 is over $100. You just drank a $100 coffee. Was it worth it? Maybe, maybe not. But you need to understand the true cost. You are not spending money. You are spending your freedom. You must become a capital allocator. This is the highest form of hunting. You sit at the top of the pyramid and you decide where the resources go. Send 100 soldiers to the tech sector. Send 500 soldiers to real estate. Send 50 soldiers to self-education. You are playing a real-time strategy game with your life, and the score is your net worth. If you're losing the game, it's not because the game is broken, it's because you're a bad player. You're playing checkers, spending, while the masters are playing chess, allocating. You feel overwhelmed. I don't have enough money to invest. False. You have energy. You have time. In the beginning, you invest sweat equity. You build the business with your hands. You write the code. You create the content. You invest your time to build the first asset. Then that asset pays you money. Then you invest that money to buy the second asset. The flywheel starts turning. It is heavy at first. It takes all your strength to push it 1 inch. But once it spins, it becomes unstoppable. The momentum takes over. You are currently standing still, staring at the heavy wheel, complaining that it won't move itself. Push. Push until your muscles scream. Push until the rust breaks. Because once it moves, you will understand the power of the primal code. You will understand that you were never meant to be a beast of burden. You were meant to be the architect of the machine. Now we descend into the trenches. We have talked about the theory. The theory is beautiful. The practice is ugly. You understand why you need to build a system. But how do you build a system when you are already exhausted? How do you build a pipeline when you are carrying buckets 10 hours a day just to survive? This is the paradox of escape. To escape the gravity of your job, you need a massive burst of energy, but the job is designed to drain all your energy. The system is designed to keep you too tired to revolt. You come home, you are mentally fried. Your willpower is zero. The couch looks like heaven. The screen calls your name. I'll start tomorrow, you say. This is how you die. Tomorrow is the graveyard of ambition. You need to understand the physics of escape velocity. A rocket sitting on the launch pad is heavy. It is fighting the entire gravitational pull of the Earth. To lift off, it must burn 80% of its total fuel in the first few minutes. It shakes. It screams. The G-force is crushing. The metal is groaning. It looks like it is going to explode. This is what the first year of building your freedom looks like. It is not balance. It is not fun. It is a violent, concentrated expenditure of energy. You have to work your 9 to 5 to keep the lights on. That is your defense. Then from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m., you work on your escape plan. That is your offense. You are pulling a double shift. 1 shift for the master, 1 shift for yourself. But I'm tired, you whine. I know. Be tired. The alternative is being tired for the next 40 years. Would you rather be exhausted for 2 years and free for 50, or comfortable for 2 years and a slave for 50? The math is simple. The experience is brutal. You must enter monk mode. This is a period of strategic isolation. You disappear. You go dark. You tell your friends, I am unavailable. You tell your family, I'm building something. You delete the apps. You cancel the subscriptions. You stop drinking. You stop partying. You strip your life down to the absolute essentials. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, work. Everything else is a distraction. And in this phase, distraction is death. Your friends will mock you. You're boring, they will say. You're obsessed. Yes, be obsessed. Obsession is the only thing that beats talent. Obsession is the only thing that beats gravity. They are inviting you to the pub to spend money. You are staying home to build money. They are consumers. You are a creator. You cannot have the lifestyle of the sheep and the results of the wolf. You have to choose. This phase is the great filter. This is where 99% of people quit. They start the side hustle. They write 3 blog posts. They record 2 videos. They code for a week and nothing happens. The bank account doesn't move. The audience doesn't come. The silence is deafening. They think it's not working. It is working. You are just in the launch phase. You are burning fuel, but you haven't cleared the tower yet. You are fighting the maximum resistance. This is the dip. The dip is the mechanism that keeps the marketplace uncrowded. If it were easy, everyone would be rich. If it were easy, the reward would be zero. The pain you feel is the barrier to entry. The pain is the moat protecting the castle. If you can swim through the moat of alligator-infested water, boredom, failure, exhaustion, you get the castle. Most people turn back to the shore. You need to redefine hustle. Hustle is not posting motivational quotes on Instagram. Hustle is doing the unglamorous, boring, repetitive work when nobody is watching. It is cold calling 50 people who hang up on you. It is debugging code at 3 a.m. when your eyes are bleeding. It is writing copy until your fingers cramp. It is active suffering. Passive income is the result of active suffering. You front load the pain. You compress 10 years of work into 2 years of intensity. You are buying your life back hour by bloody hour, and you must watch out for fake work. The brain loves to feel productive without being productive. You watch tutorials. You read business books. You design your logo. You reorganize your desk. This is masturbation. Real work produces an asset. If you didn't press publish, you didn't work. If you didn't ask for the sale, you didn't work. If you didn't write the code, you didn't work. Stop preparing. Start shipping. You will suck at first. Your first video will be terrible. Your first product will have bugs. Good. Fail fast. Fail forward. The market rewards volume. The market rewards speed. Perfectionism is just procrastination in a tuxedo. It is fear of judgment. Kill your ego. Let yourself be a fool. The fool becomes the master. You are looking for the first dollar. The most important dollar you will ever make is the first one that comes from a system, not a job. It might be $0.50. It might be $10. But when that notification hits your phone, when you see that money appeared while you were eating dinner or while you were in the shower, something clicks in your brain. The matrix cracks. You realize it works. You realize, I don't have to be there to make money. That feeling is more addictive than heroin. It is the taste of blood to a predator. Once you taste it, you can never go back to being a happy employee. You will see the wires. You will see the cage, and you will become a fanatic. You will pour every ounce of energy into growing that $10 into $100, then $1,000. The fire is lit, but be warned, the empire strikes back. When you start to rise, the forces of mediocrity will try to pull you down. Your family will say, be realistic. Your partner might say, you're working too much. Your boss will sense you checking out and put pressure on you. This is the crab bucket. They are not trying to hurt you. They are trying to keep the tribe together, but you are leaving the tribe. You must be ruthless with your environment. You are a seedling trying to grow in a dark forest. You need light. If the big trees are blocking your light, you must move. Change your friends. Change your habits. Change your content diet. Surround yourself with other builders, even if they are just voices in your headphones, like this one. You need to normalize risk and demonize comfort. The escape velocity phase is temporary. You cannot sprint forever. You will burn out, but you must sprint now. You are running toward the edge of the cliff, hoping your wings build before you fall. There is no safety net. If you fail, you go back to the cubicle. You go back to the yes sir, no sir. Let that fear drive you. Fear is a better fuel than passion. Passion fades. Fear of slavery lasts forever. Use the fear. Look at your alarm clock. That is the device of your torture. Hate it. Let the hatred of the alarm clock fuel your late nights. Let the hatred of the commute fuel your weekends. Turn your anger into equity. This is a war. It is a silent war fought in spare bedrooms and coffee shops across the world. It is a war between the sovereign individual and the collective machine. The machine wants you to be a cog. You want to be the mechanic. The only way to win is to build something the machine cannot ignore. Build your asset. Build your leverage. Build your exit. Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1. Lift off. The screen is about to go black. The voice in your ear will stop, and in a few seconds, the silence of your reality will rush back in. That silence is the sound of the clock on the wall. Tick, tick. It is the sound of your biological lifespan counting down towards zero. You have listened to me for an hour. You have nodded your head. You have felt the anger rising in your chest. You have seen the logic, but logic alone does not move mountains. Emotion moves mountains. Desperation moves mountains. What will you do when the video ends? Will you click on a cat video? Will you scroll through Instagram? Will you numb the pain I just woke up? If you do that, you're not just a coward, you're a tragedy. You're a conscious being choosing to be unconscious. You are a prisoner who sees the open door and chooses to stay in the cell because the bed is warm. You are standing on what military strategists call death ground. Behind you is the life of the high-income peasant. It is a life of quiet desperation. It is a life of traffic jams, performance reviews, and asking another man for permission to see your children. It is a life where you are always tired, always anxious, and always one paycheck away from disaster. In front of you is the unknown. It is the dark forest. It is the sleepless nights of the escape velocity phase. It is the risk of failure. It is the ridicule of your peers. But on the other side of that forest is the kingdom. On the other side is the ability to wake up when you are done sleeping. On the other side is the ability to look at a price tag and feel nothing. On the other side is the ability to look your family in the eye and say, say, you are safe. I built a wall around us that no recession can breach. You have to decide right now who you are. Are you the consumer, the one who eats, the one who watches, the one who fills the pockets of other men? Or are you the producer, the one who cooks, the one who performs, the one who builds the pockets? There is no middle ground. You are either the predator or the prey. You are either the hammer or the nail. If you do not have a system that makes money while you sleep, you are the nail. You are being hammered by inflation, by taxes, by the demands of others, and you will be hammered until you break. Do not tell me I'm not smart enough. Stupid people get rich every day because they have the guts to act. Do not tell me I'm too old. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 65. Ray Kroc started McDonald's at 52. The market doesn't check your ID. The market checks your value. Do not tell me I don't have time. You have the same 24 hours as Elon Musk. You just spend your hours on nonsense. You spend your hours building someone else's dream instead of your own. These are not reasons. These are excuses. These are the lies your amygdala tells you to keep you safe in the cage. The cage is safe, yes, but the cage is where they slaughter the animals. You have a biological imperative to be free. Look at a wolf in a zoo. Look at its eyes. It is pacing. It is neurotic. It is broken. That is you in your cubicle. You were designed to conquer. You were designed to solve problems. You were designed to impact your environment. When you suppress that nature to fit into a job description, you get sick. Your soul gets sick. The only cure is sovereignty. The only cure is ownership. This is your legacy we are talking about. If you do not break the chain of poverty, who will? If you do not build the pipeline, your children will have to carry the buckets. Do you want that? Do you want to look at your son or daughter and say, I could have been free, but I was too afraid to try. I could have built an empire, but I wanted to watch Netflix. That is a shameful conversation. Do not let that be your future. Be the one who changes the bloodline. Be the one who says, the poverty stops with me. The slavery stops with me. Be the patriarch. Be the matriarch. Be the origin point. The hunting while sleeping lifestyle is not a fantasy. I'm living it. Thousands of others are living it. We are not special. We just understood the code. We stopped trading time. We started trading value. We stopped consuming content. We started creating assets. We stopped acting like employees. We started acting like owners. The code is open source. I just gave it to you. The map is in your hands, but I cannot walk the path for you. You have to take the first step. And the first step is to kill the part of you that is comfortable with being average. Kill the employee inside you. He is weak. He is scared. He is a liability. Let the owner be born. The sun is going down. The world is changing fast. The AI is coming. The economy is shifting. The window of opportunity to build your ark is open, but it is closing. Do not get left behind. Do not be the one drowning when the flood comes, holding onto your resume as a life raft. Build the boat. Start tonight, not tomorrow. Tonight. Buy the domain name. Write the first page. Record the first video. Buy the first stock. Do something that tells the universe, I'm no longer playing by the old rules. The video ends here. The distraction ends here. The silence returns. Listen to it. Let it haunt you or let it drive you. The choice is yours. Hunt while you sleep or work until you die. Get to work.